And we're here.
Welcome. Hey, what's up?
How you doing? Okay, so it's Burke learns Blazor, and very quickly I will intro us because I think you've got a lot to show off today.
We are. Building,
we're building this, right?
Yeah.
So the URL list is a site that Burke and Cecil built years ago in Vue, Azure storage, kind of envisioning what static web apps was going to be. And so now, and then we had some issues with Twitter login. We still don't really trust the Twitters. What the heck's going on over there? So we're taking the opportunity to update it and kind of have a more agile code base and build on all the new static web app stuff. So what we've done so far, we hooked up Cosmos DB to an Azure function, and we're reading stuff from some like sample data. And then I think this week we want to wrap that up and start building the front end.
That is right. And I think my internet connection's a little slow, so John and I are just going to talk over each other today. Sorry about it.
Awesome.
Omar, he says it's one of his favorite streams. That's awesome. Also, you should watch some more streams. I think this one's not that great. I want to find you a good stream, or I feel compelled.
So in most cases, it'll be live right after.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about what we did last time just real quick. We're not even going to spend like 10 seconds, but we created a URL. We created an API, okay, that returns a list of links for a vanity URL, right? Because remember, in the actual application itself, let's go here. If we go to build 2019, so we're going to build this page today. Okay, we're going to build this whole thing. So
Burke has been busy.
Yes,
has learned himself a lot of Blazor over the break.
So so we have a function that returns. It's just test. That's the only thing in the database, and we're going to put this into the front end. The first thing we need to do though is.
Can I raise a question though? Should we actually add a second record to the database? Because I don't totally trust the API if there's only one item. Like,
yeah, we can do that. Let's see here.
You know what I'm saying? If there's only one item, it's kind of a little nut. We could build this whole thing out and then find out later. It's like we could just copy and paste this and edit
into a second item. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the name of the database. This one is, I need to delete that. So I think we can create a new document here, right?
I think document.
So. Create a document ID. Give us an auto-generated one. We don't care. Partition key test 1. Test and test 1.
Let's say incorrect or what? Yeah, other test.
Other test. All right. So here's our document, and then we'll just copy in. So the other one, I don't want to copy this in like wholesale. If the ID,
maybe
basically want everything else. Well, yes. right?
We're gonna have some work to do later too, because this is getting everything for. It's not scoped to a user ID, is it? Or
not yet?
Okay.
Because in the actual application, you don't have to be logged in to create a list, and if you're not logged in, it just sets it to an empty string.
That's right.
So let's save this. Will that work?
Does it have? Do we need to update the ID on it?
No, it should do that. Save. See, like ordinarily when you save this, it saves the file to the server.
Yeah, I would think maybe it would do that.
But maybe it's not. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to copy this in for you. Actually, can you copy it? You're in live share. Can you just copy it and put it in the database while I start on the API a little bit? Because I want to make one change here.
Yeah, let me see where I'm going.
So John, we're live sharing, so John can do this in the background.
Which one am I copying? The one with
the 9C08C126. That whole, you can get that whole thing pretty much and just slap it in the portal.
Is it? I don't even know. Am I on the same one? Following Burke. I'm scared. This one's test.
That's the right one. This is the right one. Not test, the other one. Oh, sorry, this one. Now you're on with me. This is the one.
Copy. All right, I'll see what I can do here.
All right, so our API returns an array, and we actually don't want an array. We want an object because you have, the way that it's structured is you have a list, and the list has an ID, a title, a description, and a user, and then it has a collection of links. So we need to just change this. Like, let's look at our model here. We have a link bundle. And then the other thing I want to do is I want to make this a list of links. I don't want to have it just be an array. And so I think we're going to need to import generics. Okay. And then here, let's go to our function. We want to return, instead of returning, it's going to return a link bundle here. And actually, I should be using refactoring tools, but I'm not. Just pretend I am. And then we'll put it here. Okay. And then let's just test. And what we should get is no outer array, which is what we want. So let's did it already? Let's go. Let's kill this. And we'll start it again. Maybe we'll start it again. Maybe we'll do this. Wait for .NET to do its thing.
Yeah.
All right. Failed to save. Yeah, that's the error message. It was, oh, you know what? I should take this off. Do not disturb. That would probably help. Okay. Okay, so let's go back and refresh. This page isn't working right now. What happened? Get links. Exception. Get links cannot convert input parameter link bundle to type link bundle from system.string.
Okay.
I know why this is. Give me a second here. I've already figured this out a little bit. Let's see. There we go. So I have this branch that I've been working on, so I'm a little bit more prepared for this. So what we need to do here, I can't remember. enumerable. Okay, it's this is the kind of stuff that would take us forever. So it's
this is great.
Yeah. So this is what he does. So because here's the deal, Cosmos DB gives you back a collection whether you want one or not, right? So even if you're asking for a single item, you're still getting back. And so you have to pull the first one off with like single, which you can do here. What we could do is we could just say, because you're gonna get back this right here. And then you could just say document sub 0.
Yeah.
Right. And theoretically, this would work. Would it not?
Yeah. Although, do you want to do that?
I don't want to do that. I want to do what Cecil did, which is he made this an I enumerable. Where is it? It's not there. Okay. Like this. Let's import this. And then what he did here is he returns documents dot single. Right? Dot single. Why am I not getting?
Yeah. So I'm agreeing with Sean. So it's nice. And I've been taught that too. You always want to return, like in C#, you want to return an enumerable that's empty as opposed to null. So like there's two different patterns you can use for that. And one is return return null or a list, or a better pattern is just return an empty enumerable. I'm not saying that well, but then you don't have to check for null.
So why is it not? Does not condemn in definition for single.
So what is the type? It's IEnumerable.
Oh, I know what it is. I know. See, these are the kinds of things I had to figure out. You have to import. There we go. See, Copilot knows. I don't see. Look, what's this?
Nice.
Because this is a property of. Okay. This term. I don't know why is word wrap always off. Okay, so all of that being true. Pause. Continue. Disconnect. Let's try this again.
I'm still trying to connect on the
live share
Cosmos thing. Maybe I'll deal with that later.
Let's see if this will work. I feel like it won't. IntelliCode's like, nah. I don't know why this debug. I'm inclined not to do this anymore, to just run func start. It should just do the same thing.
It's always fun too with LINQ because there's multiple different ways. You can do single, you can do first or default. And I always check the docs because I don't remember the top of my head.
Yeah, exactly. I thought singular default was like the accepted first or default, singular default.
Usually, yeah, but I still double check it because in some cases it'll return null, like if the default is null.
Hey, Sean's in MVP for year 4. Congrats, Sean. Yay. That's freaking awesome, man. Single is not a LINQ method. It is. I think it is a LINQ method. That's
why. Contained. So it's contained in the namespace,
which was tough because it did not tell me that. Mm-hmm. I had to figure that out the hard way. So we are getting back now the correct form. Okay, which is this isn't. My browser doesn't treat this as it'd be nice. Edge. Surely there's an extension for this.
So there's actually, is it returning it? We're not setting the type, right? So if we go into the function, we could set the
type as JSON.
Response. Yeah. So actually I have some examples with that in our shared thing. Where are we going? Like for instance, the one I share. So if we go response.headers. Response.headers. Look at that! For the win!
How does it know? How does it know? All right.
Hopefully that works. If not, oh, come on.
I feel good about it, man.
Yeah, okay.
Here we go. You ready?
Yeah.
Why, though?
How good do you feel about it?
Cannot add value header to header. Do not support multi-use.
Huh. Maybe the write as JSON async is already doing the. I don't know. Let me see. I had some sample code for this. I think write as JSON async already sets the header. I bet it does. In which case, so I don't know. Let's comment that line out. Yeah.
Yeah, application JSON. Write the specified value. The type will be set to. It already is.
So we can take that line out.
I need this.
Okay. So then in your browser, there's also browser extensions. I use
that's what I was. I know I had one at one time that would show this as JSON, but
it's like to pretty print the JSON. Yeah.
So let's move on to the client because we got some work to do here.
Yeah, this is exciting.
Let's fire this up.
So do we start by? You'd use Bulma in the previous one. Do you want to start by setting that up, or do you want to start by just building components out and then style them up? Or
well, let's start this way. So the first thing we're going to do in the client is we're going to come into pages in our index page, and we're going to remove all this.
Yeah,
because we don't need it. And we'll change this to the URL list, and that's updating. We also want to go into our master main layout.
Yep.
And we want to get rid of essentially everything in here.
The sidebar, definitely, right?
Yeah. So let's get rid of everything. Well, we don't want to get rid of body. I think we're just going to end up with something like this, but
yeah. And because you've already got some layout that you want to use.
Exactly. Right. So let's see.
And that's the great thing about it is you can use your HTML. Let's see.
Reload.
Reload.
An unhandled error occurred. It's working over here.
If it was was the navbar required or something?
Let's see here.
I can't see this at all.
Clear this. You can't see it on my screen?
I mean, I can, but it's tiny.
I feel like there's a WebAssembly issue. Like
you may need to stop and restart it. Yeah. So there's some things like if you change enough of the page, like stop and restart the app.
Okay.
There's some things that are big enough changes that it's just like, yeah, I'm not doing that.
Oh no, this business again. Oh no, wait, that's right.
Yeah. No,
so what do we want? Host 5,000.
5,000. Yep.
Okay, so that's right. There's nothing on the page. That's what we want. We want to.
It scared me for a second.
No, that's right. That's right.
We're going minimal. Yep.
So what we need to do now, and give me just a second here, is we want to add in our nav bar. So
across the top, right?
Yes.
Sidebar.
And let me just double check on this. So main layout. Yeah. So what we want to do is create a nav. We have a body. In the URL list, there is a persistent nav bar across the top. Like it doesn't matter what page you're on.
It's always there. Yeah.
Right. If you're here, if you're here, if you're here.
And it has a different login depending on login state.
Right. Depending on login state. And if you collapse, then there's a burger.
Yeah.
Right. So we need to start bringing this over. So the nice thing is we're not going to be having to do this from scratch because it's already been done once. So it's going to save us a ton of time.
Now, yeah. And there's two things about so the default template in Blazor includes Bootstrap, which does have a nav bar and it does have the hamburger, nav and all that. But you can change that out very easily. So you were telling me you used Bulma before, which is a lightweight CSS library, right?
Right. If y'all haven't heard, chat, drop a 1 in the chat if you've heard of Bulma. It is phenomenal. This is Jeremy Thomas. He made it, I believe. Well, it's open source, but he started it, and it's got these amazing components and cards. The documentation is phenomenal. It's super easy to use. I just find it to be a very, very simple framework, and it's got great, it's easy to customize, as we'll see here in a minute.
Yeah, here's a question from Sean. So why Bulma versus Tailwind or other options?
That's a good question. Tailwind was like not really well known when we built it the first time around. This was like 2016, 2017. If we were doing it today, we probably would have considered that as an option. That's the only reason.
Yeah. I personally, like, I looked at Bulma after you told me about it. I really like it. Like, so there's all these different frameworks you can use. You can build anything with anything. So it comes down to personal choice for most of them. Bootstrap is good, but it's kind of heavy, and it's something that's been evolved over the years. And so they have to make all these choices always about like bringing things forward, and they want to keep the old existing people happy. Bulma is very like based on modern like Flexbox and Grid and all that stuff, which I really like. So that's part of why it's really lightweight. And Tailwind is fine. I actually don't like it. I mean, it works okay, but it's very based on utility classes that you kind of compose together, right?
Right.
As opposed to this is a little more like, here's your component, and you know what I mean? Use this class on your component, and it like the CSS has the goodness in there.
Yeah, Tailwind can be really verbose for people who don't know. To summarize Tailwind, you never write CSS. It's just classes that you add, and the classes are so specific that like if you want to add 5 pixels of margin, it's like M-5. Right. So if you look at HTML with Tailwind, it's just full of classes. But the idea being that it's a very declarative way to build a UI.
Yeah. And you can compose them together. So you can create a custom basically like build of Tailwind with utility classes. So then you can clean up your HTML. Because I've had many an argument about this with other people, you know, that say, hey, you can make really pretty HTML by like having your build with Tailwind, but I don't know. I like
and there's also extensions for the editor that will collapse the class.
Exactly, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, and that looks really okay. So let's do this. Let's just start gutting this thing, right? So we're gonna take Bootstrap out. Boom. Bulma's already here, but I'm gonna. You can see I've been messing around. I'm gonna move that. Yeah. Open Iconic. We're gonna move this. And then the app CSS is what you get out of the box of Blazor. And so we're basically, I'm going to remove everything except for the UI styling, the error styling.
Okay. Sounds great.
This is for the Blazor error thing.
I like what you're doing here because it's like, it can be, this is what's in the template, which is like, hey, we don't want to give you like a blank page, but it's your project. Like you know what I mean? You own the HTML, CSS, go for it.
So we're going to bring in Bulma, and here's the deal, y'all. In the current application, it uses Sass, and I've overridden the Sass, and John and I talked about this, and I did have it working in Blazor, but it was a little goofy and I didn't have it all figured out. So we're going to start with the CSS and then maybe go back and optimize to Sass at some point in the future.
What I like about that too is like I spent some time looking at that. You can like Bulma on their site, they actually have, you can very easily like pull in the Bulma build from a CDN. And then also Bulma, like what is it, Brotli or gzipped is like 20K, which is pretty small.
It's very small.
And another thing I was thinking with this too, if we want to, is you can actually have the Sass build run in GitHub Actions. So basically when you're developing locally, you know, you're just like pulling from the full Bulma. And when it deploys, your build on GitHub Actions could be doing that Sass build.
But then it has to build in order to display in the browser.
Yeah. So, but what I mean is, when you're running locally, you're using just Bulma.css or Bulma.
Oh, and then you go. I got you. Then you do a build. Then
when you build and deploy to production, it does the Sass thing and does the optimized.
All right, so we're gonna jump into the index and we're gonna update some of this stuff. So this stuff's gone. I don't even know why this is here.
Oh, let's keep that. You use that for isolated CSS.
Right, so, but there is no, I mean, that file doesn't even exist.
Right, but, well, actually it can. It doesn't hurt anything for it to be there. So that's a virtual file.
Yeah, but it throws an error in my console. How about
does
that?
It?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Because it's not there. Now, let's see if Copilot.
Oh, did you delete? Did you delete? Okay. So we can hook this up later, but what's really nice with that is, say you have a class that you only want to use on a component. Then you can create like counter.razor or counter.css or whatever, right?
Oh, wait a minute. I have to have this for any scope styles to work?
Yeah.
Oh, well, we definitely want it then.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So we want to add in Bulma. Let's see if Copilot can figure this out. It cannot.
Well,
close and almost. Let's see here. But if I did this, if I was like, well, you know what? It doesn't know. Here's the deal, y'all. Copilot's great, but it doesn't actually know about your.
Well, you could put a comment.
I can't put a comment, but it still doesn't know where it is. If I was to open it, though, like watch this, y'all. So if I open it as a tab and then I go back, let's see what it does now. Oh no, it's cached. So now we have to. We could say add Bulma. .css. What will it do? Nope, it's going to try to do the CDN. It just doesn't know about file paths. So here, let's do a link. And then,
what are your thoughts on, while you're typing? What are your thoughts on CDN for CSS stuff? Yeah, I don't know. There's trade-offs, right?
I mean, I think for applications that aren't super serious, it's okay. Yeah. However, if it was me and I was building a serious application, I would want to control the whole thing. And I don't know, like if JS Deliver It or these, I mean, they're great CDNs. I just don't know if they're going to be around, you know, like who's going to pay for that in perpetuity to serve up all these files? I don't know.
It's funny though. They still keep doing it, right?
I know.
They've been around for a while.
For years. Yeah. All right. So now what we want to do is we want to move over our application CSS, right? So if we go over to the
one quick thing, just to save your error, you can create like any of these, and this will start creating that client style. So just under any, like, create counter.razor.css and just make it an empty file in the same folder. I think it'll be in, you could do there. So just create a new file called counter.razor.css and just make it blank. And now it'll start creating that client.scoped CSS.
All right, perfect.
Yeah.
So here's the other app that's in view, and I've changed the theme. I know it's not, I don't like it. Okay. But the point is so that you can tell the difference between old, new. Okay. Old, new. Okay.
It does look old.
Yes. Okay. So
it's like on parchment.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. That's pretty good. So let's see here. Let's go to, it's under source and then styles.
Do you want to explain? Because, like, I know we're talking about moving to Blazor, but it's interesting to me to see Vue. If you want to explain anything that's interesting here, or not, I mean, it's fine. But.
No, it's because we're going to have to go through
that sortable item.
Well, when we start porting, so these are components, right? I mean, it's very similar to Blazor in that you build these components. Now, in Vue, they have this dash syntax. So sortable item is like.
Did you build that from scratch? Did you build the sortable item, or was
no sortable item? Look, it comes from Vue Slick Sort.
Okay.
Right, and you can see there. I mean, I don't want to get into this too much, but it's super confusing. If you've never seen it before, you're like, "What?" There's property, there's decorators, which is a TypeScript thing. It's like, okay. So
like you're saying, it does feel kind of like Blazor stuff, right? You've got code and you've got markup and you've got components and yeah.
So let's grab the Sass here because there's a compiled CSS, but I don't want to use that because I don't know how old that is. And then let's create, we're going to go into our app here, app CSS, right? And we're going to paste it above all of this stuff, okay?
But you're going
to, oops. That's not what I want. Let me try that again.
You don't want to paste in the compiled CSS?
This is CSS I want to show you something here.
Okay.
So there's a couple of things. So first of all, we're not going to pull in a custom build of Bulma anymore, okay? Because in the other one, I'm only importing exactly what I need to make the build as small as possible. Now we're pulling in the whole thing. We don't need to do this. But we do need to do this, which is define some variables that define the colors, the primary colors. So first of all, we need to get rid of this, okay? Because that syntax won't work. This will work. And we need to define CSS. So modern CSS has the concept of variables. And here, like if we look, we've got 2, right? And in fact, we can pull these in. But in CSS, instead of this, it looks like this. And so I actually want to do it like this. And Copilot knows. Okay, so
nice. That's cool.
These are now our variables.
Did you rename from primary was green?
Yeah, okay. I mean, here it's like I'm assigning a variable to a variable.
Oh, right.
What's the point?
Yes, I'm with you.
All right. So primary danger. Let's get rid of this. And then going down here, we can actually, let's find everywhere this is used. So let's find danger, and we're going to press Command or Control Enter to select. I think it's that selector. Command Shift Enter selects every instance of danger. Is that right?
Doesn't seem like it.
Doesn't.
Maybe there's only one danger.
Is it primary? There's only one. So is it primary? One of 3. If we do Command Shift Enter, does it get them all? 1, 2, 3, gets them all, right? And then, no, wait, what is it? Command Option Enter? What happened? No. What am I doing?
I don't know.
There's a trick you can use here. I swear it was Command. Anyway, we're just going to replace it with, just forget it. Just replace it with primary.
Okay.
Yeah, replace them all. Replace them all. And then same thing for danger. Get small. Okay. Now we still have some stats here.
I love, by the way, how things have changed over time. Like you used to always need so many things that were custom. Like for instance, you had to use Sass to use variables, among other things, right?
Yeah.
And I love how a lot of those things that we needed in HTML and CSS have just become standard. Like they're built in now.
They're very nice. Yeah. Okay. So let's take that. There's really 2 things. This is normal CSS here for the most part, but this section here is not. This is Sass. Yeah. And I don't really know how to translate this back to CSS. So instead of me doing it, we're going to have Copilot do it. So
oh my goodness.
Convert this Sass to CSS and see what it says. See what it gives us. All right, what did it do? Yeah, it converted it, right? So you can see there's no more of that nested stuff in there, and it changed this. So we'll just accept this. And then we can, if we go back to our app, it should still be blank.
Question here, don't we need to do var -- danger?
Oh, we do. Yes. Yeah. Who did that?
A few people. But, yeah.
That is correct. It used to be like this. No, not the emoji picker.
Nice.
What? Get out of here. Do it like that. Yeah, that's exactly what you need to do.
You need emojis. So there were some questions on your sandy, creamy looking theme. What is the name of that?
Which one is this? It's called Soft Green, if you like that. All right. So if we go back to our app, which has been hot reloading just fine, there's nothing there still. Okay, so let's create our nav bar. So let's go into shared, and we're going to get rid of nav menu because this is gone. We don't need this. That was that sidebar. We're going to get rid of the CSS, and we're going to get rid of this survey prompt. Now, one of the things that I added here in this project is this nesting.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have this in Visual Studio?
Yeah.
Okay, so in VS Code, you actually have to turn this on.
So how'd you turn it on?
I'll show you. So you have to go into user settings, and then you have to. So you can turn on file nesting, okay, and it knows about like TypeScript and CSS, but it doesn't know anything about Razor. So you have to actually specify the pattern, right? And you can see here I'm collapsing Sass and CSS underneath Razor, which is
nice.
Why. Okay. Yeah.
So you could do a custom. You could have, I don't know, anything you wanted in there, right?
Yeah, totally. Yeah. It's cool. I know this looks a little goofy, but it's not that hard to figure out.
Yeah, that's nice.
Basically, this capture is everything is the star, right? Yeah. It's everything, the value of the star. Okay. So we're going to create a new shared component called navbar. And what's going to be in our navbar? Well, if we go over to this project here, we have in our components, we have a navbar.
Okay.
So here, this is the markup, right? So to make this easy, I'm just going to collapse all of this and bring it over here. So first we don't need to do anything here. We can just paste the markup in, right?
Yes. Yeah, I guess so. I mean,
all right. And then we need to clean a few things up. Like this right here, this is the modal login that you see. Yeah, I know you're not happy.
It's like
yeah, it's like, no.
Yeah.
Like when you log in, that's this here, right? Yeah. So we're not actually fooling with this right now. So we're going to comment this out. And then we've got some syntax that's going to mess us up because the @ sign is sacred.
Yes.
In Razor. In Vue, you use this @ sign to define the path to your images. In Razor, this is a whole lot easier. You
so
just say.
So what does that mean in Vue? It always maps to images, or
no, because Vue is gonna. I think it optimizes this stuff, so it's in this assets folder.
Got it.
But like, where is the assets folder at build time? You don't know.
Yeah.
So the path looks like this, and then Vue replaces this with the right path.
Yep.
It just stops you from having to worry about paths. But in our case, we're just going to put everything in this folder.
So
here, I think, or
and I think the similar thing you can do in Razor is a tilde, I believe.
Should we do an images folder? I feel like.
I mean, yeah. So, but in Razor, there's definitely a thing where you can map to your static assets, and you can do like tilde, I think there, or you can just do / will automatically be the root.
Yeah, that should. Okay, so we need a few things. So first of all, let's just say, let's get the burger. So the burger, let's come here to our assets, and the burger is here.
I like that SVG. I like how you think there.
There you go.
I'm a big SVG fan.
Made with Sketch is how I did that. All right, so that's one.
Do you use? I have some like SVG tools that I use in VS Code. There's some like extensions that are pretty decent.
Yeah, there are some, like, because if you open this file, you won't see that, but there's like SVG preview, I think it's called.
What do I have?
Yeah. And then you should be able to, yeah, there you go. Then you get a preview. That's what the burger looks like. Don't be impressed. Don't act like you're not impressed, John. I drew 3 lines. All right. So we also need to pull over the logo, which we're going to get from, what's it called? Logo beta.svg. Logo small, logo beta. Okay. There it is.
Nice.
And then do we need anything else? I feel like that might be all we need. And then in our main layout, we just want to have nav bar. I don't know if we need to have more structure than this, but for now, we can just do this.
Yeah.
And why is it? Why?
Okay.
My tabbing is messed up. I don't know. Oh, you know why? Because Prettier is trying to format this. Spaces 4, but why is it giving me spaces 2 here? What the heck? All right, we'll come back to that. Let's see what's happening over here. So look at this. Look at this.
That's pretty impressive. What? And okay, where are all those icons coming from? Are those from your
These are Font Awesome. Yeah, remember we did, if you remember, we included this. Yeah. We imported it at the top of our CSS file.
Impressive.
Oh, this is not right. This is not right.
Yeah.
I'm glad I went back.
Nice.
There we go.
Okay.
An unhandled error occurred.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's like it just kind of barfs every now and again on the.
Yeah, and there's things you can do with that. Like you can put error boundaries. So you can kind of scope the error things down.
What is this? See, this stuff is so
it said something about patching. So I almost guarantee it had to do with hot reload. But then I also see some JS and JS runtime stuff. So you may have some JavaScript you're pulling in. And
I don't think so.
Okay. Then just let's
try it like this. Yeah. Yeah, that's better.
Wait, that's the actual URL list. That's not.
So okay. Now we need to pull in some styles from our nav bar because we have some, right? So if we go back to our nav bar, this is a nav bar. There it is. Oh, a minute. This stuff here. Okay. So we need to pull this in and we're going to create this.
I'm really impressed with what you were able to pull off with just the Chat GPT convert the Sass to CSS.
Yeah, we're gonna do that exact same thing.
That is nutty. I would.
What a time to be alive.
See, I would constantly Google for online convert Sass to HTML.
See if it can get it. Boom.
That's crazy talk.
Yep. All right. So did that work? Looks a little big. What's going on here? There we go. And then I had this issue with the other one where this is big and this is small. And I can't remember why this is. I think.
I mean, do you have to set some styles on it? Is it
are you
including it as an image?
I think it's because the main layout has something, and we need to pull all this. We don't want this anymore.
Yeah.
Boom.
Okay.
See ya.
But that is something I would think about later, maybe as a refactoring, is to put stuff into those scope CSS. Because otherwise, I mean, the thing with that is it helps avoid the like massive single CSS file where all your styles live, right?
But in this case, we don't have anything that we want to apply. Instead, unless we did it, move the content.
I'm thinking more of the navbar.razor.css, for instance.
But it is scoped, right?
Yeah, but do you? Oh, okay, got it. Okay, I was getting mixed up. Yep.
Okay. So why is I forget why?
This is a good idea. I think Sean's at it here.
What?
Somebody's gonna log in as create a user with that username. Current user name. That would be nice.
Don't do that. No, Sean, stop. Let's do because that's view. This is binding syntax, right? This doesn't actually exist. Like we just call this like to do username.
Yeah.
And of course, it's showing everything because all this stuff
is shocked because you were telling me we're going to set up all the page. I'm like, that's going to take forever. You got to convert all this stuff over. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, I know. It goes so fast. Now, I don't know if I want to mess with this logo being too small. How far are we into this stream?
We are
48 minutes.
48 minutes. I don't mind messing with it.
You want to mess with it?
Let's take a quick look.
All right. So
what does it say in the browser tools?
So the problem here, I believe, is that let me go back and check something. We're missing a style.
See, it has max height on the right there, max height 1.75 rem.
Yeah, and if we remove this, it's the right size.
Yeah, so where's that getting?
Where is this coming from? It's coming from the Bulma CSS file.
So maybe you need to just set for that, copy that style into the navbar CSS and
it should be overridden. Look, this style should be overridden here. Height auto.
No, because that's just for an image. But if you look above, it's the
specificity. Yeah, the specificity. But that's how it works. Like I need to know why it works. Navbar item image max height. Look, it's right here. Did it not come over in the? Did we get a bad translation of CSS? Where's the
robots have led us astray.
No, it's right here.
Okay, max height inherit. So did it not? Is it not applying? Like navbar dash item?
We've got.
So what is the class there, though?
Yeah, well, navbar ID is navbar. Navbar item, image. Navbar, anchor.navbar item image.
I mean, set a display none on it and see if it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's applying that.
It's definitely not. Let me just figure out why.
Is that in an anchor tag?
What's that?
Is it still in an anchor tag?
I believe so. Yeah, anchor image, but it's not applying that style. And the question is, why not?
So there are people saying put important on it. I never put important on there unless I.
But it's not applying any of these styles.
Yeah.
Is it?
So we need to solve this. We need to figure out
what's going on.
Yes. Is it ID navbar or class navbar?
Well, remember, we're just copying over, so all this stuff should be the same.
Yeah, so see, okay, ID navbar. That's weird though. Wait,
I'm saying none of these styles are being applied.
Okay, go back to that markup. I see a thing I'm suspicious of. So see the class for the nav. It says nav class nav bar container. That looks wrong. Like in that, is that you're declaring another class nav bar there, aren't you?
Well, I'm using the ID to override some Bulma styling, because if we go back, this comes from Bulma. Okay, this is why this is a problem. I'm looking here. Let me move this over so you can see what I'm actually looking at, because I've already figured this out. I just can't remember. It's something really, really silly. And I want to say it's the order in which I put the CSS.
It's also possible. People are saying that the navbar razor not included. Like,
yeah, because you don't see any of those styles in here, right? If we go, whoops, this is the wrong browser window, but look, none of those styles. Well, wait a minute, let's go here. Look, none of it's being applied, which means that CSS file
is not happening.
Is not happening. So I want to say we need to do this. There it is. Nope. There it is. Okay. Yep. It was just a restart. When in doubt, restart it. Okay. Is that right? Yeah, we're looking good. Look at this.
All right. Look, see, we avoided putting important on there. I'm calling that a win.
And it's now spaced correctly. Everything's centered. We're getting the highlights when we mouse over, because when we have pages, these are going to be active, right? So we can set an active class. So the next thing we need to do here is we need to handle this click event, which is supposed to expand the list. So let's do that. So in our code here, that's the wrong file. New code, and then what we need to do is create a yes. And then what we want to do is have an event.
Yep. So this is in Blazor, and here you're setting, this is the code for it. This is some of the first like Blazor C# code we've written.
Right. So what I'm saying is we're going to create a bool that says show menu. And that menu, right, it's this thing.
It's going to be toggled on the click of that.
Exactly.
Hamburger.
And when it's collapsed, when it's expanded, Bulma automatically sets the visibility on that menu to nothing. Like it just puts it back up top. But when it's below, you actually have to show it. Okay, so then what we want to do here is we want to go up to the burger. Where's the burger? I'm pretty sure
it's going to be lower.
Burger.
Oh, no, there it is, right at the top.
Yeah. And then click here. This is going to be on click. And see, in view, you can just set this in line. You might be able to do this in Blazor.
You can do it. You can do it in Blazor, but it's.
So in this case, we just want to do, this should work, correct?
Parentheses after it?
No, I don't think so. I don't think
you're right. You're right. And now you need to, that's toggling the class?
Yes, that toggles the class. And so now we need to do, how do we do this in Blazor? I've seen this done in a way where people request a class property and the calculation is done in the code.
Yeah, that's how I would think to do it. There may be a smoother way.
I don't want to do it that way.
I
don't like that.
Okay.
The reason why is because it feels silly to me to put that down in the code when all it's doing is toggling a class.
Yeah. I hear you.
what is the chat? Hold on. I'm going to use the restroom while chat figures this out. I'll be right back.
Right.
I'm sorry. I drank too much water.
All right, chat.
Entertain the masses.
So we have the option. We can go down. Let me see. I may have live share still. I don't think you reshared it with me. So sad. Okay. So we have the options of toggling in line. Yep, ternary. We could probably do that. Let me Googlify it too. I would honestly think to just put it in the class. So in the code down at the bottom. I would have the code, just have a short little thing that calculates the class, and then I would bind to the class. But I want Burke to be happy with this code, so I'm going to share my screen, and we'll fled the scene. Okay, so share my screen. Let's share this screen. Share that up. Okay, so let's do. I'm not sure because I don't have live share here. I don't know. There's Blazor. So yeah, this is basically what we're looking at, something like that. Yeah. So I will just wait for Burke to get back. Do we have any other questions, comments, things people want to talk about? So I don't have the code. I was about to say, like, Burke, you got to commit this code. It's been a little while. Yeah. Yeah. So you can totally just do in the, you can have, like, you can run any code kind of inline. So you can do a Lambda or something there. Yeah. All right. He's back.
You heard me. All right, here I am.
Yeah. Okay.
So
yeah, we can basically, you can do this.
Okay.
Right. You can do something like that. So and then parentheses, and you can do a ternary.
Where show menu act. Really?
Like that.
Yeah. That will work?
Yeah.
I don't believe you. It's that easy?
Let's see about that. Yeah, let's see.
Is that our property? What's the property? Show menu. So it actually needs to be show. No, that's right. That's right. Okay. Wait, no. I'm on the wrong one. Show menu is active. Otherwise, yes, that's correct. Right?
I don't know. Let's see.
Okay. Refreshing. Wait a minute. I feel like this crashed. Yes. Doesn't not crash. What is that? It's a rude edit.
Oops. Now I've got so many things. Okay.
Come on. No whammies. No whammies. Whammy. What's going on? It doesn't like something, and nothing in the console, which is interesting. So what's going on here? Why doesn't this work?
So you could have something else happen you could debug it, or you could have that toggle menu do something to show whether or not it's running.
First of all, toggle menu, can we put just make sure this is getting, oh no.
Yeah, that works.
All right, I gotta turn off the formatting here. Prettier.
Yeah.
Oh, it's okay. So that's getting hit.
Yep.
But when we set show menu to not show menu, yeah, well, I don't think you can set a class menu.
Wait. Did you delete show menu? No. Oh, can you fix the formatting on the line above where it has show menu and something else below it?
Yeah.
That was scary.
Here.
Yeah. That's just okay. So it's still, we're getting compilation errors there.
Yeah, it's what do we do when this happens? We have to start the server over.
There's a thing too where you can say yeah, just don't bug me. But when you do that, There's different settings for the hot reload.
So let's do this. Show menu true, false, right? So this, you cannot set a class this way. And
so you can do it. I just don't know what that's in. So it's is active. Is active the right class?
Yeah, it is. And we could double check that by looking at the view code.
Oh, it's closing command / Are you closing?
Is active. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it looks like I'm not closing, but I am. It's there.
True, smaller case. Yeah, actually, that does seem right. So I'm not sure.
So the way that I did this, the way that I had to do it, and I don't like it, is I had to do
single quote. Oh, yeah, here's something. So, yeah, wait a sec. I think this is right. The single versus double quotes. You've got like nested single and double quotes.
Oh, I do, don't I?
Yeah.
No, Blazor doesn't like this, does it? This is a JavaScript thing. Okay, backing up. It's going to want something like this.
No, actually, that was right. I think we were right. We should go back.
Single quotes?
That's a good idea, but yeah. No, I think double quotes actually was the way to go. Oh, we'll see.
Or
no, because I actually do know this. Anything with that at and then parentheses, anything inside that is C# code. So it does need double quotes. Single quotes is used for a character, not a string. So yeah.
Then we want to escape these like this?
No, you're good. Go back to quotes and then go back. Basically what you had there, go to double. Yep, double. Yeah.
All this is fine.
Now, here's another thing. Down at the bottom, when you're setting something to true. No, okay. There's somebody was saying that the true and false. One other thing here is, let's try this. Double up the parentheses. I'm honestly not sure why that is.
Double up on the parentheses?
Yeah.
No.
All right.
It doesn't make any sense.
Oh.
But here's how I ended up having to do it, and I would love for someone to tell me why this doesn't. Why this?
Let's get it working, and then let's make it pretty.
Yeah. So this is what I had to do.
Yeah. So honestly, that's how I've always done it. I've just I put my class down at the bottom and then bind it. So I tend to keep my razor just bindings, and I move my code into the code block.
I don't like that. I want it up here, right? This is such a simple thing. It shouldn't require this much code to do that.
I'm sure we can get it. I don't know. I don't know how much time we want to bring
also, is it possible that it's like this?
That's what the question was. That's what Victor was saying.
No shot that works. Yeah. Okay. Victor, good. Hey, listen though, that was a really good suggestion. Yeah. If this doesn't work, come on, man.
So is it another thing? Can you do the inspect and like see if the Adrian has a good idea with string.empty instead of the quotes. Yeah. Well, just one other thing while we're around it.
What's that? Is active. The class is there.
String.empty instead of, I don't know.
Wait a minute.
Is there an unclosed?
No, there's another place that we need to do this. In fact, we don't even need this here.
Yeah, because this. Oh, Burke,
this is the button.
You were setting
here. It's here.
No.
Let's try this again.
Classic.
I want this to work so bad. What was this? Show menu. Come on, Copilot.
True case and then false case is active. And then people are saying string.empty, but I think double quote should work.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll leave both of these the same.
A lot of people are saying, shoot, source equals. So this is an interesting thing. Vivek saying, use Blazor. Oh, yay, got it. Okay.
It is working. So actually, I'm going to move this up top because I like this a lot better.
Delete that setter down at the bottom, that code from the bottom.
Yeah, I don't want this at all. Oh, so, I feel so much better about this.
I want to actually bring up one thing. So like there's use Blazor, and there's a bunch of cool, like, I'm sure there's stuff like this for, for viewer or whatever too, but there's a bunch of cool systems people have built on top of Blazor. There's Blazor, there's Blazorize, there's tons of different ones. We've had many of them on Blazor Community Stand-Up. But there's a trade-off because they do bring in more file size. And it's kind of like you're working with that whole component library and stuff. So, and since we're working with Bulma, like I looked at Blazorize for this, but honestly, for what you're doing, like there's some kind of benefits of keeping it kind of tight and focused. So
yeah, I mean, because they're doing a port here. Yeah. Messing with the UI, it was the hardest part, y'all. Like the CSS and the layout and the Flexbox and all of that's already solved. Mm-hmm. And I do not want to revisit that.
And so, I mean, this is great. You've got Bulma like as a system. This is great. I'm happy.
All right. So we are ready to make our API call and add this list of items down here. Mm-hmm. So to do that though, we need a new page and we're going to call this page. I'm going to actually change the name. Yeah, I'm going to call it public because this will be the publicly facing thing that everybody sees when they go to your. Anybody have problems with that? Should we call it something else? As a reminder, it will be this page.
It's the welcome to the site. I have some.
It's the page right here. It's the one where when people get a URL.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Display. Yeah, public's fine.
Okay, public.
You can always rename it.
So now we need to do some routing.
Yeah.
Like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't think we want it optional.
No.
And over here, so what we want from this is this link list item. Okay, just go with me. Each one of these things
is
a link list item.
So you're going to need a component for that.
Yes. So I am going to, and then the question is, do we want to call it link list item or should we call it bundle item?
I guess that's a good question.
And if we call it bundle item, will it start to
break things?
Collide with this stuff down here?
Oh, wait, let me move us. I don't think it'll collide with anything.
All right, so let's call it bundle item.
Let's go for it.
Here. Yeah. This should be called components. Gosh dang it, John. That's my feedback.
So you can totally do that. You can create another folder. You can create inside of shared. It's just kind of convention that people put it there. Also, you can nest those as much as you want. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I want the convention to be components. Because then once it's convention, like I don't want to go against it, right?
Yeah.
Because then people look at it and be like, what is this? All right. Copying all this markup in. And then once again, we need to go through and I believe this is even commented out. So this is not even a thing. So now what we want to do is if we come back here, we essentially want to do a for each loop. Right?
Yeah.
And then
this is where it gets super interesting because
before we do that, there is an outer. So this is what it looks like. There's a
wrapper component that holds multiple of them.
Right. This is the wrapper component, but I actually don't think we need this.
Okay.
The list details, we're calling it.
There's an item and there's a list.
List details holds. Give me a second. No. List form?
Not for public.
Yes.
This is all for the private.
This is for the public.
What?
Yeah. Because in the View app, one page does everything.
Oh. Do you want that?
I don't know.
Okay.
That's something we need to talk about. So it is inside of a div, right? This is important. We need all this stuff, actually.
Oh, my gosh.
So we need everything in here. This is going to be our public page.
I love that, by the way. You collapse down a big tag and then you just copy the entire thing.
Just copy it in. Yeah.
I love that.
There's a delete button at the bottom, but we don't want this link list, right? We could make a component called bundle list, but it would just be a wrapper around bundle item.
Well, so I think this may evolve, but you can create templated components in Blazor where you have basically like a wrapper that has a bunch of child components. I put that in our workspace because Jeff Fritz did a intro to Blazor series, and he's got a hat editor thing, not lists, but hats. And he's got he basically evolved his into that. I would go with like just port it over, make it work, and then we can.
Okay. So in that case, what we want to do here is for each. Okay, hold on, wait.
That's what I do. I do for each, and then I.
Let's call the API first.
Yeah.
So
oh my gosh. Okay, it's exciting. What's all that? Sure.
I guess it's just going to do everything for us.
Oh my god.
Is this right?
It's ridiculous.
I mean, it's close.
All right, that's the end of the stream, folks. ChatGPT is going to finish it up for here.
Hold on, we don't want this, and we don't want this either because we're not doing this yet.
Okay, so question.
I'm actually just going to take this stuff out.
Question from the chat here. So what library are we using for JS and CSS? Not using any JavaScript libraries yet. We're using Blazor, and we're doing everything just in C# so far. We could interop with JavaScript if we want, but we haven't had to. And CSS, we're using Bulma, B-U-L-M-A.
There we go. No, what is that?
System.collection.
System. Okay.
No, you shouldn't need that.
I think I do because it's trying to stick it into a list.
Okay. Do a fix on it. Command dot.
Yeah. Using the generic type list here. Oh, there's no type.
So you do list. Oh, yeah, exactly. List of something.
Current list. Okay. I don't know what it's doing. So the current list is not a collection. It is a bundle. It's a bundle, right? Link bundle, which it's like this, or should we just import this up at the top?
Yeah, just do that at the top. So you do a using at the top.
Well, can Copilot get it? Nope.
Close.
This parameter is right. This is the current bundle equals new link bundle, but there's no constructor. We need to make one of those.
Yep. Burke, you were acting before like you didn't know C#. You're just rattling it off here.
I know. Well, it's because I've been working.
It's all coming back, right?
I've been doing this instead of my job. Where's I messed it up a little bit. Also, I can't stand this. All right, there we go.
Now, link bundle.
What were we doing?
All right, I don't know.
Back. So, new link bundle. No, I fixed it. What's the problem? Predefined type system.void is not defined or imported.
Try the quick fix. I'm curious what the heck it's.
No quick fix.
Oh, do explain using Copilot. I want to see what the heck it's. Yeah. So you need that in your public override. So are we doing it? We are doing an async. So one thing is that current list, there's a few things to fix down there.
One sec here.
You renamed current list to current bundle, but you've got current list still there in the get list.
Yeah, so let's see. Link bundle. We actually don't. We can just do, first of all, okay, wait a minute. We can do this, right? Link bundle equals new link bundle. And then let's get this out of here for a second.
Yeah, you can just set get set on it, right? You're not doing anything with it. Well,
and I'm going to pull. So what I want to do is I'm just going to collapse all this code as much as I can. We can bust this out. Like, let's just get to the minimal, the MVP. Yeah. That's what I want. Okay.
Yeah. So up above on line 33, I would just do a get set on that. Change that from it equals new. I mean, I don't know. But
I don't think that's what. There's something wrong with the actual model.
Yeah, let's look at that model.
Let me see.
Is there? Well, what's the error on new link bundle? Is it that void thing again?
Yes.
So yeah, I'm with Vivek on this. Like, I would just declare it.
You know what
you're doing? You're doing on initialize. You're setting it anyways.
We don't need to see. We don't need this. Why is this happening? What is this? Link bundle dot link bundle.
I don't have constructor is wacky.
I don't have one anymore. It's gone.
Okay. Humor me on this. Just go back on the previous one and just get rid of the equals new. Get rid of just put a semicolon. Right? Non-nullable. So this was part of the thing too. You've got a non-nullable field. You don't have a constructor, but you have a non-nullable field. So if we go back into the class, is that making sense?
Yes.
In C# they're enforcing nullability now, and you can turn that off, but you've got a property that is required.
Oh. Watch this. I bet you. Wait,
you could probably use
watch this.
On this.
Watch this.
Yeah, but that's not gonna. Oh, because it's a link bundle? Nah, let's. If we want to do that, then you need to go down. We need to fix the constructor on it, I think.
But there is no constructor.
Oh, we have some raiders coming in. Welcome, raiders. We are we're porting a site from Vue to Blazor.
Is it possible that I just need to
Yeah, it's possible.
It should make a difference. Predefined type system.void. Is that the
so it's link bundle. I don't know. I think we should look at the constructor, or we should.
Let's pretend this works for a second.
All right.
Wait. Got that right.
Is it lowercase L links?
No, this is it. But it doesn't, because it's not working down here.
Wow, Jimmy and Jessica. Awesome. Okay, we'll get some help in here. The app is running and compiling, so it's right. There are people saying they're calling shenanigans on VS Code here. Maybe that we need to like close and reopen or something.
Yeah, that it might be.
Yeah, if you've initialized it, then you can do that. And that is a thing too. You can use the default I forget what
it's fine. Called. No, it's not.
We could try and explain that again. We could create a constructor. I think it is to do with nullability, and we need to fix that on the class if you want to.
But the thing is, I'm looking at the code that I wrote that actually works, and that none of that is the case. We've literally copied the code. Is it because so a link bundle?
Yeah, what link bundle does not exist in the current context. So the error you're getting there, I agree. So yeah, there's a few things. I would go back to this. Like just to get set, put a question mark on it to allow nullability.
Let's see here. Current bundle, public link bundle. Current bundle here like this.
Yeah. And then just get set after it. Wait. No, the question mark is on the type. Yeah.
Okay, so it has no problem with that, and we don't even need this. Is that what you're
telling me? That's true. I mean, we can maybe do some error handling, but we can get it to work.
That is so bizarre.
Yay! No. Lists is not found. List of types. So we need to add, you can use the fix on that.
It doesn't, well, maybe here.
Using system dot.
No. It's already there.
It might maybe like link or something. What is that links? What is that on?
Type or namespace list cannot be found.
Yeah, so I agree. This is very likely defined. That using is probably in the model, so you could probably copy it from there. System collection generic. And you have that in the main, right? Using system collection. Yeah. And this is again something that's working in your other code, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
I feel like Roslyn is jacked.
Does
it
Did
feel
you
that
close
way?
and reopen VS Code? Come on. I think so. I think it's gonna work.
Yeah. Golly, man, that is. You spend a lot of time. There's errors that don't exist.
Turn it off and on again. There we go.
All right. Okay. So here we want a bundle item, right? And we want to pass in a link. So did we make a bundle item? We did, right?
So you'll set a property on that you can bind to?
Yeah. So we need a property here.
That's interesting. It's recommending closing something. Do you have a string that's opened up above? Makes me worried. Maybe not. Okay. So at code.
Yeah. What the heck? No, it's just the whole thing's like bumped out. There we go.
I'm wondering if there's a copy paste weirdness in there, but who knows?
It could be, yeah. So let's do. So we need a parameter.
Yeah.
For the link, right?
Whoa. Yeah.
No, that's not what we want. Okay, and then.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, that's exactly what we want. It doesn't know what this is. That's cool. Oh man.
You make that a using. You got to make that. Yeah, but you got to make this. You got to put the page thing at the top or something, don't you?
No, this is the component. Yeah, we should be fine.
Yep.
So this is not used. So then what we want to do is just because, yeah, so then we need to start binding in here to the different values. Yep. So for instance, I'm going to leave this alone for a minute because we're not going to actually handle this case. So the source is going to be so if there is an image, if string, what can we do this? Can we do string dot is null or empty?
Yeah. There's a lot of comments in it. There's so many things we can optimize and stuff, but I think we're in a get it working phase here, right? So
yeah, and then else dot image, but it doesn't like link.
So it doesn't have that link because you've got to.
Oh, it's because it's uppercase.
Yeah.
Image
uppercase. Yeah.
I do this? It's not gonna. It doesn't like that, right? Because that's like a character or something in C#.
The single quote, yeah.
So that's one thing we need to do, and then we need to pull over the no image.
The no image,
and drop that in our images folder. Images, no image, correct. Otherwise, we're going to get the image. Okay, so that's the image.
Is the source? Yeah. So you've got quotes or the colon.
That's right. Thank you. And then we do want to do the alt here. We don't want to ignore this.
Adrian's a champ today. All kinds
Go,
of
Adrian. Get it. Your day. Look at us go. All right, we're cooking with gas now. So we're going to do the same thing here because this handles.
Now, what are those two different divs?
One is, so they're, hold on, was that right? Yeah. So one handles a case where
you've got the alt below it also.
It's full screen, and the other one handles a case where it's tiny and the image has to get a lot smaller. So there could be better ways to do this for sure.
Yeah.
But this is the way it's done now.
I am totally in the get it working and then optimize it. Let's get the code there on the screen.
That's right. And we're going to set the alt there. And then here on this input, because this is not actually editable yet, I think we can just do this.
Okay. You've got that placeholder above it.
Placeholder?
Yeah, just change it to that.
No, because we're not doing this yet.
Oh, right. Okay.
The list is not editable in this. At some point, we're going to have to come back and handle the case where the thing is editable. But right now, just isn't. And then for the text area, does the text area have a value, or is it just what's between the text area tags?
I forget. I don't think it does have a value.
Chat.
Let's look at MDN. Text area element. Text area is like from the ancient days. Yeah.
Bind. I don't need to bind. This is not at all what I wanted. It's not. There is no value, right? It's just.
Yeah, we don't need to. I don't think we need to worry about. Yeah, there's no value for it, which is weird.
This will be important later that we actually do bind, because you need to be able to edit things, right? So if we were to log in, so here's the two cases. One case is you can't edit. You're just looking at it publicly. The other case is that you are logged in, maybe.
Yeah, sorry, just to answer questions here on what we're doing. So we had some raiders come in. We're updating. We're moving the URL list, which was built with Azure Functions, Azure Storage, and Vue, and we're kind of redoing it with Azure Static Web Apps with Blazor. Why? Because it's fun.
Because we can. It's summertime. Yeah. So the other case is that you come to it from, you're logged in and you go to edit it. And when you go to edit it, you can actually click in.
Yeah.
And change values. And when you publish this.
So yeah, and people are like commenting and stuff. There's definitely ways we could convert some of these to different components. I would create like a display component and a view component, right? You can swap them out on the fly or whatever, right?
So that's what we have to talk about, because currently this is all one component. It handles
like just make it all. First, let's display it, right? Then we can worry about the logged in edit case.
So let's do that, because we're real close to this.
Yeah.
So we'll leave this.
Actually, I thought this would never happen, Burke. Not that I doubted you.
I doubted me. It's all right. And then like this overlay. So the overlay is actually what you click on. So on click.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to go to a specific.
Why does that have go there? Shouldn't it just be link URL? Oh,
yes.
Well, I'm confused now. Okay, I don't know what that go business is. I thought it would be an anchor tag or something.
It's like, hold on.
Oh, it brings up the edit.
Yeah, it's like, no, it's like this. Let's do this.
Okay. And then just create an open link dummy function for now.
Open link. And then what we want to do is Yeah, because each one of these is its own link. So we could do this. So what we're going to do here is open a new tab. And to do that, we have to use this JavaScript JS runtime.
I don't think you do.
You not?
No. I mean, so what are you doing? You're opening a new tab?
Yes.
Wait, you're opening a fully new browser tab?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we can, I mean, again, like we can make it work and then like code golf it, but I'm surprised if you have to do that to open a new tab. But maybe, I'm guessing you did some homework.
What's this? Cannot convert string to cancellation token.
Yeah, so JS invoke has a funky syntax because it's basically like interop, right?
Here we go. Link must contain a non-null value. So what do we do? Make this nullable again, or we just do like, what's the right way to do this? Is it like this?
So I would think even just make it an anchor tag. Like, I mean,
well, no, because that's not how the markup works, right?
okay.
The way the markup works is there's like this div that you can't see that sits on top of the whole element, and it basically makes the whole thing clickable, the whole item.
You can wrap the entire item in an anchor.
Like here, let's see here.
That thing you've got with the on-click?
The overlay, wrap this?
Yeah.
Is it that easy? I feel like isn't anchor an inline element and a div is block level?
No, it doesn't. I mean, it's not going to matter.
I don't know why I had it like this.
Href, not you got to put href on the anchor.
What did I put on it?
You did. Okay, never mind. Yeah, I think that'll work.
Man, we've made so many changes.
So you can get rid of that open link.
Yeah, I'm going to leave it there for just a second in case this doesn't work.
Yeah. If not, I've got some Stack Overflows with some.
Okay, wait a minute. Dereference.
People are saying navigation manager. I don't know if that works.
Dereference of a possible null reference in Blazor 1827.
That's just that is a warning.
Possibility of a null reference. That's why I wanted to do it like this. Oh, now it's okay to do that? It's not right? Are you not, is this not, you're not supposed to do this? How do you get rid of that error?
That wasn't an error, that's a warning, right?
Right, but it could be null.
Yeah, so there's different ways you can do it. You can put a bang tag on it. You can put you can set equals default. You can do, but yeah.
Because I think I copied this from the weather forecast element. The fetch data. Yeah, I did. That's where I got it.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's what they're doing it.
Yeah. Okay. Fair.
All right. So back here now, if we go to this, which is a vanity URL, boom. Okay, so we're close, right?
Wait, what just happened there? I look away for a second.
So we went to this URL, okay, and we got back 3 items. So let's take a look here in the network. So let's pull this up. Man, there's so many freaking. we called this our API and we got this back, okay? And it created a bundle item for each one of these things, but we don't see any of the, so we're close, but what's wrong here?
So you're not actually, you're not loading?
Oh, we didn't pass it in.
Yeah.
Boom.
Okay, that's actually pretty impressive. So there are some funky styles because it thinks it's showing like the edit type display.
It is, yes. And that is because, why is that? Value class,
editable, blah, blah, blah.
Placeholder type
text.
Placeholder doesn't matter. You know what we're missing here? What are we missing? Styles.
Oh, yeah.
So list details has a bunch of styles we never pulled over, right? They're highlighted. Maybe we did, but
yeah, I'm not sure.
Let's go.
I love that we have the scoped. We're able to copy scoped styles over.
We didn't. Bundle item.razor.css. Do we have any Sass in here that we need to? No, it's all just regular CSS. That didn't help us a whole lot.
No.
Oh, you know what did we have to do last time? We had to restart.
Yeah, it's possible, but it's also possible that we're like, I'm skeptical on the logic. I wouldn't.
Okay, so that's not it.
There's a question on the escaping the no image. No, / shouldn't matter.
Does it work if I click here? Yes, so it does.
All that stuff is showing the edit type. Like, right, you've got drag and drop, you've got the X's. So it's not toggling the it's not in the right case for these.
Yeah, let me see here what's going on. Show me this. Oh, I'm getting that's the overlay.
Right.
The item is here.
Just to point out while you're at it, like all those things where it has those funky classes or attributes, I guess, the B- stuff on all those elements, those are for the isolated classes. That's how it does the isolated class for Blazor.
What's wrong here? Is it because they're invalid form inputs? Oh no, because that's no label.
You shouldn't. Why are you in the input case? You shouldn't be showing input.
Yeah, we shouldn't be in the input case, should we?
Unless you did only input tags and set them as editable and not editable, which is a choice. Yeah, that's link details. None of that stuff shows input. So why is it on input?
This is delete link. Because I'm telling you, because I handle this with classes. It never looks like this. This is, see, look, you can't edit it. It's not editable. We're missing some CSS, and where the heck is it?
You could look at what the class is for. Oh, sure.
List details. I think it's this. I think I copied the wrong CSS.
All right.
Oh my gosh, look at this. We're missing all this.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a lot of CSS.
Try this again.
I would think, I mean, as we're improving stuff, I would change to using display HTML tags instead of edit for everything, and then you won't need all the CSS.
Well, what do you mean?
So you're using edit tags for everything. and then just making them not editable and removing all the editing.
Basically,
styles.
right? That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm using style.
It seemed like it'd be simpler if you have display component and edit components, and then you don't need to do all that.
Then you don't need the same component, but then you have to repeat the markup.
But there's not much, really. I mean, I don't know.
It's true. Yeah, you're probably right. I mean, that's one of the things I think I would change. Yeah, look at where we are. Look at this.
This is crazy.
Look how far we got. This is how far we got today.
There's still small stuff we'd need to do because it's still showing the X and the drag drop thing.
Right, because it thinks it's in edit mode.
Yeah. So
but we can handle that. I think we can handle that next time.
Yeah. Okay.
This seems like a good place to like.
Yeah, I agree. So there's a few things we should do as we wrap up. One is you got to commit and push your code or we lose everything.
Oh, that's right.
And then 2 is we should take a look at our project, our GitHub project, and like yeah. So a question people are asking, where's the code at? So we can show the repo. It's under the URL list org.
Yeah, it's here. Right here. Or should I copy this in the chat?
Yep. And then also we can show the project. Well, after you got to commit and push that code.
Let me push here, and I've got to do. So you can see here. I'm trying to peel out my changes.
Get rid of that DS store.
Poof. Thanks, Mac OS. All right, so the first one is add navbar, remove remove scaffolded items.
SWA is not shaking with anger. It is static web app.
Yeah. Shaking with anger. This one we tweaked the API some.
There's a question: why is this not run on iOS? And it's because you're on a Mac.
Yes.
So yeah.
No such thing as iOS on Mac. So this was update model with list type.
But once you actually push this, because we've got this in GitHub, as soon as you commit it, this actually will be public on our static web app, right?
Yes, it will. That is exactly right. I don't want that counter thing. I don't know why that's even there. And then we did, what else did we do? So we modified the CSS. We deleted Bootstrap. We added Bulma. I know there's a lot of Bulma files here. We actually probably don't need in source control. The font license, I don't know what that is. It's from Open Iconic. So we deleted that. This is Open Iconic. All this was deleted. Boom, 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 boom. That was it for styles, right? Yes. Right. So yank, Bootstrap, yay, Bulma. And then we did, what did we do here? How should we describe this? This probably actually goes with the nav bar, which means I need to like amend a commit, but I'm not going to do that because too lazy. Forgot to add to nav bar commit. Okay.
There you go.
Chat, it's okay. It's all right. I can do that.
Nobody's complaining about that.
Yeah, this one too. Here we go. This was also commit. Lazy. Okay. And then the last one is let's see, add public page.
Our GitHub actions are freaking out because of all the commits.
I haven't pushed them yet.
Oh, okay, good.
Now it'll freak out. Actually, it'll just
push them all at once. This is beautiful. Yeah. Okay, so we got to go in there and go to the actions. This is so beautiful. So it's actually going to be creating our static web app, and then that's going to update the page.
And theoretically, we should be able to just go there
and see that list of. Although no, because we've got to configure the connection.
We can do that. Wait. Watch this.
So you don't want to share your. I mean, not that really matters, but.
Watch this. Add new setting. Download remote settings. Upload local settings.
Your upload. Now, what does this do?
So it's going to take the settings from my local settings JSON, and it's going to slap them in. Which one is it?
Oh no.
This one? Production. Yeah, this is the right one.
Exciting. Okay. This is the cool thing of settings, right? So you can have them in local settings. We could also, if we want, refactor that to user settings. And then in Azure, it's going to override them from environment variables. So here, Azure Static Web App CI/CD.
We are in the process.
Here, click on that. Let's see it happen. Build and deploy job. So this is going to deploy it out to Azure Static Web Apps. And in the future, as we do smaller, simpler changes, the builds will go faster. Because it's got to do a lot. Actually, this is pretty fast.
I mean, it takes a minute.
Okay, while we're doing that, then let's take a quick look at the project.
The project itself?
The GitHub, yeah, this dude.
Yo, we did this.
Did it. Create linked list component? Yeah.
We did it. We did this.
Yep. You created
persistent nav bar. We did this.
Oh, man. Okay, we don't have that stuff there.
Create publish component. We did this.
Okay.
This one we don't have. This one we don't have.
So one new item we do need to do is, and we should put this on the to-do, and this is what we'll do next week, is the update API for create, I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Create API.
Create method.
Yeah. And then also we need like CRUD basically, right? It's
right. Delete.
Yeah.
Delete method.
Yeah. And then we can drag those up
to where, oh yeah. We'll do this next.
Yeah. So I think I'm on deck for those.
You are, yes. Right. Yes.
Okay. All right.
So we need to create, delete.
Yep.
And then the other one we need is that.
Well, there's update too, right?
There's an update. Yeah. I don't know if we want to do all those in one shot or if we want to do and come back to the UI and work on something. What do you think?
Either works. I mean, we could do the create and then we could go into the UI and hook that up.
That's what I was thinking. We do a method, then hook it up, do a method, hook it up. Cool. The delete's pretty easy, right? Like the button's already there.
Yeah, huge. Exactly.
You just click this button in it.
So there's two things. There's so those X's on the side are for updating the list.
Right. If you click these, it should disappear, right? This is just a matter of us removing items from the collection that we've got.
How do you handle the case where, because there's the front end, but there's also, what if you click that X and the update to Cosmos fails?
It doesn't work that way. So the way that it works is, so first of all, just to clarify, you shouldn't even see this right now because you don't have access to edit this list. If you did, the way that it works is if you click this, you can do this all day. As long as you don't click publish, nothing is saved. Yeah.
Okay.
So we just do it all in one shot. And the same thing is true. Like, let me just refresh. The same thing is true if and that's something we can add, is that if you reorder these things,
nothing
right,
happens,
and you don't click publish, nothing changes. And that makes the updates pretty easy because you just send the whole collection in one shot. You track the changes locally and you just send them in one shot.
Yep. Okay, cool. So, okay, that looks good. Do you think the publish is done by now?
Oh, let's see.
Dun, 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 dun. So
Come
exciting.
on, actions. Says it's done. I forget the URL though.
I think it should have it on there.
Yeah, it'll be down here. Where is it? Build and deploy. Somebody's tuning a piano in my house.
Yeah.
Victorious Forest.
Wow. Okay.
Hey, it's looking pretty good.
It doesn't have. Oh. Okay. So once that goes.
Boom.
Okay. Copy this over into the chat. People.
Okay.
This is a public URL, right? So anyone should be able to see.
We should make an AKA for this.
Yeah. Victorious Forest. I like it. Code name Victorious Forest.
It's pretty cool that, we can be pretty sure that if it works locally, that it's going to work deployed, which is great. I mean, that's just awesome.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, that's a good spot to wrap up. We got a ridiculous amount done today.
Yeah.
So then next we'll work on that API and we can do the update and delete, and then we can hook those up to the front end. So
awesome. Thank you, chat, for being here and hanging out with us today. As usual,
we love a lot of problems.
We love you so much.
Yep. Cool.
All right, everybody. Have a great rest of your day and weekend.
Let's do this. This is a better way to go out. Okay.
Play us
awesome.
out.
Great day. Great weekend. See y'all. Bye.